Hey!
Do you want to build a snowman?
I'd rather eat my own hand. Summertime is here, but it seems that some people refuse to let the cold, miserable winter die as they won't shut up their stupid monkey faces about the movie Frozen. Kids love it. Of course, kids are stupid. But there are a lot of adults out there who are equally obsessed with this movie. I saw it twice. The first time to see what all the hype was about, and the second time to make sure I actually didn't like it the first time and wasn't just being a cynical ass clown. Turns out I was right the first time, but to be fair, I am a cynical ass clown. And after a great deal of thought, I have concluded that Frozen is quite possibly the most overrated film ever made. To illustrate just how overrated Frozen actually is, consider these facts. It won 2 Oscars and recently became the 5th highest grossing film of all time. It's also the highest grossing animated film of all time, having earned over $1 billion worldwide. Of course, this stat is very misleading because when you adjust ticket prices for the cost of inflation, you'll see the ticket prices are twice as high now as they were in 1994. So a lot more people saw The Lion King, for instance, but in terms of box office receipts, Frozen made more. Actually, when you factor inflation in, The Lion King is really the 18th most profitable film of all time, while Frozen comes in at around 100. Also, the highest grossing film ever when not adjusted for inflation is a cinematic abortion called Avatar. So clearly money isn't everything. But money helps, and Frozen is so freaking popular that until recently, Disney couldn't even keep up with the demand for Frozen merchandise. There's a Broadway show on the way, there are plans for a Disney on Ice production. Ooh, which princess will Johnny Weir play? But none of this changes the fact that this film simply isn't that good. Here's my theory. Disney knew that they had this one really good song called Let It Go, which if you haven't heard, you must be a terrible person because you're clearly in prison somewhere in solitary confinement. Stop raping people in the shower, you monster. So Disney got lazy and they decided to build the movie around this one song. So they came up with the most generic, formulaic movie idea they could based on stuff that had worked for Disney before.
We have this terrific song sung by Indina Menzel. What should we do with it? Princess movie. Great! What kind of princess? 2 princesses. Brilliant! Where do they live? Norway. Fantastic! Let's go to lunch.
Basically, the film focuses on 2 sisters, Elsa and Anna. Elsa has some problems because she's a mutant who has the ability to kill people by shooting ice out of her body. She basically freezes shit with her mind for no good reason. So right off the bat, there's this huge plot device that the writers introduced to make the whole thing work. No one else in the film is magic, just the one person who needs to be magic in order for the story to get to the point where Elsa can sing her damn song. Their parents die, and since it would make no sense not to put the dangerous mutant girl in charge of everyone, the Ice Queen inherits the kingdom, which interestingly enough is very well what could happen in the United States in 2016. Don't take your gloves off, you idiot! Why would you even consider doing that? Of course, chaos ensues and the Ice Queen freaks out, almost killing everyone. And in order to protect everybody, Elsa isolates herself in the mountains so she doesn't hurt anyone. I mean, good, right? Stay there. Get the hell out, you mutant. Go back to Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and keep your ice powers away from my kids, you freak. Let It Go happens 30 minutes into the film. It's a really good song, even though it could have been a song in just about every Disney movie ever made. The lyrics really don't correlate with anything happening in the film besides all the snow, but they easily could have changed it from "the cold doesn't bother me anyway" to "the hump never bothered me anyway. White people never bothered me anyway. Midgets never bothered me anyway." Snow White is a liar. So Elsa moves into a big ice castle by herself that doesn't look like it has food or cable, so who the hell knows what she does up there. Sings and sucks on ice cubes all day, I guess. After Let It Go, Frozen is basically just a poorly organized jumble of Disney cliches, but without any of the good stuff that makes those cliches tolerable, like good music or partial nudity. None of the songs really have anything to do with pushing the story along. At one point, a mentally challenged snowman named Olaf sings a song about wanting to see what summer is like. Why? Just because. Bro, you know what would be funny? If the snowman wants to go to the beach. That snowman would totally melt, bro. I know, that's why it's totally funny. Now pass the bong, bro. The movie has no lesson. Almost every Disney movie has some sort of overarching theme about not trying to be something you're not, or silly teenagers learning about adult responsibilities. There's something at the end of Frozen about true love being able to overcome bad stuff that happens to people, but we all know that's not true.
Only an act of true love can thaw a frozen heart.
Just because you want your film to appeal to 8-year-old girls doesn't mean you have to let one write the movie. Frozen also contains major characters that serve absolutely no purpose in the film. They show up, do nothing, and then leave. An hour and a half in, I was pretty bored and I'd run out of tequila and said, hey, you know what this movie needs? A bunch of friendly creatures that have no pivotal role in the film other than to sell tie-in toys. Fortunately, I got my wish because these rock trolls showed up. They're like the 7 dwarfs if Walt Disney had forgotten to fully illustrate them or give them all unique personalities. There's Rocky and Stony and Boulder and Granite, but probably the weirdest thing about this movie is that there's really no antagonist. There's a little twist at the end where they turn a character that you thought was good into a bad guy, but that seemed totally forced.
All that's left now is to kill Elsa and bring back Summer.
It was almost like they forgot to put the bad guy in the movie and they realized it the day before it was released. For the first hour and 20 minutes, every character is sympathetic. There's no conflict. If I wanted to watch people who liked each other overcome adversity, I would watch Oprah. So without the interesting characters, villains, catchy songs, or overarching theme, what have you got? You have Let It Go and a few decent one-liners from a talking snowman. Otherwise, Frozen is just a formulaic combo of things we've all seen in Disney movies before. Misunderstood but well-meaning characters. Families torn apart. A journey with new friends to make things right again where you learn something about yourself. Naive heroine. Guy who talks to an animal. Orphans. Orphans. And of course, more orphans. You want to be a Disney princess? Step 1. Kill your parents. So why did I feel it was so necessary to blast this movie for the overrated, cliche-laden idiot festival that it is? Honestly, I can't really put my finger on it. But you know how you feel when everyone loves something but you, and you wonder if you're missing something or if you're just a lot smarter than everyone else? That. But the truth is probably more along the lines that I have such great memories of seeing Disney films, and now that I'm getting older, I think it might be getting harder for me to relate to them. And that sucks. I want to love Disney movies. The thing that makes Disney so unique is that they know exactly how to transport fully grown adults back to their childhood for a couple of hours. Frozen just kind of made me want to punch my TV. Of course, our children might just be getting dumber. If that's the case, if you see the stork that brings us babies, kill it. I want to know what you think is the most overrated film of all time. Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Dan Joseph. Hope your summer kicks butt, unless you're a snowman, in which case I hope you die in a fire.
Let it go, let it